Everybody, Roast Battle League Commissioner Pat Barker back with week 26 of the Roast Battle League season here on RBL Weekly. As you can see, we are back in my apartment. I'm riding solo, still getting everything sorted out in terms of our recording space going forward. We hope to be back to normal hopefully next week, if not the week after. Might have to deal with another week or two of this, but appreciate everybody for watching and bearing with me. We are not going to skip a week. We are not going to let you guys miss these battles. The competition is heating up as the season goes along. I said last week that I think that was one of my favorite groups of battles that we've had, top to bottom. And this week might be even better. So I'm excited for you guys to see this stuff. There's a lot at stake with 8 weeks left in the season as everybody tries to be one of the 4 playoff teams. Spoiler alert, a lot of those teams, as they currently stand, will be in action on this episode. You'll be seeing a lot of battles from some of our favorite cities, but we're also going to be seeing battles from a couple cities that might be trying to get back in it or playing spoiler down the stretch here. And we're going to start with one of those battles. This comes to us from the Bay Area, currently number 5 in the American division. They post the number 5 battle this week. And this is an interesting one for reasons we'll get into when it's over. I actually had the opportunity to judge this one. This took place at Cobb's Comedy Club up in San Francisco about a week or so ago, and it is between Luke Abranches and Connor Lonsdale. Number 5 this week from the Bay Area. Check it out.
Luke has never had a girlfriend. Alright, that's the joke. That's it. No, okay. Luke has never had a girlfriend, but that's just because he wants to uphold the long-standing Indian tradition of arranged harassing women online. The only boobs he's ever seen is when he types into a calculator. Except he only uses 1 0. Wow. Okay. Bobs? No. Alright.
No, but this is an interesting battle. A 14-year-old virgin versus a 40-year-old virgin. Connor's a middle child, although usually he's in the middle of a child. Dude, Connor looks like he lost his virginity to me.
My racism outweighs my pedophilia. This might be a little inside baseball, but you guys need to know, every comedian in the scene hates this fucking kid. You fucking hate him because he gets booked so much, you know, like just for the novelty of having a young kid on your show. But that's not gonna last forever, Luke, all right? Like, your likability on stage is gonna descend along with your balls.
Dude, Connor looks like he joined the neo-Nazis because he thought Neo meant like the Matrix. Oh shit.
Okay, thank you, Aziz. My parents are sorry. Luke has an older brother that does comedy, you guys, and he actually started comedy quite a few years after his brother Wyatt, because in Indian families it's customary for the eldest son to be the first one accused of rape.
Hey, I'm Indian and that's funny. Fuck you guys.
Thank you, LGBTQAnon. Connor lives in Alameda, but he looks like he lives in the McDonald's play place. Like, dude, when Connor fucks a kid, he goes, ba-ba-ba-ba, I'm loving it.
That was well written. Good one, Wyatt. How's your name Luke Abranches? Vin Diesel is a more Indian-sounding name than that. I feel bad for Luke's parents, you guys. You know, imagine immigrating from India, looking for a better life for your family, and not one, but both of your sons decide to pursue stand-up comedy. So they were hoping for a doctor and an engineer, and instead they got a podcast in their basement called Wyatt Are You Looking At?
Connor told me he's dating a comedian, and I told him, Connor, stop telling people we're dating. When Connor molests me, I like when he fucks me doggy style so I don't have to look at his ugly ass face.
That's the exact same reason I like fucking you doggy style.
Alright, shut that fucking camera off. I'll erase all that footage.
Number 5 battle this week. Bay Area scoring 1 point for Luke Abranches versus Connor Lonsdale. I believe I talked about this last week when Denver had the number 1 battle featuring 15-year-old Noah CL. I think I talked to you guys about how the Bay Area also had a 15-year-old that was a monster. That was him. That's a battle that I would love to make happen at some point. Noah versus Luke. We got to look at our options because a lot of places, there's no way you can just get 2 15-year-olds in there to make fun of each other in front of a crowd of people. That feels like some sort of crime. So we got to find a place where it is legal and encouraged. And I would love to see that battle. In the interim, it's just really cool to see almost like the LeBron James, these kids of roast battle, where you see them coming up at a young age and you're like, man, in 5 years, that dude is going to be a problem. They're both great now, but as they get better and as they get older and more experienced, I'm excited to see what they do in the sport of competitive insults. Okay, let's keep it moving right now. And now we are going to move to a team that is currently in position to make the playoffs in our international division. Scotland has made a hell of a run over the last month. They got within 1 point of London a couple weeks ago for the first overall seed in the international division before London pulled away with a couple of big battles. They're trying to claw their way back into it. They're 6 points behind London coming into this week, and they're about to pick up 2 right now for a really fun battle that I enjoyed from Scotland a couple weeks ago. This is between, and I want to make sure I get this right, so pulling up the phone, Marjolaine, it's spelled weird, I hope I'm pronouncing it right, Marjolaine Robertson versus a guy we've seen on this podcast before, very funny guy, Liam Farrelly. It's the number 4 battle this week from Scotland, Marjolaine versus Liam. Here it is.
Do you want to start, though?
You go first.
Alright, hold on. Me and Marilyn have actually known each other a very long time. It's quite weird how we met though. I got handed a VHS tape and then Marilyn came crawling out my fucking telly. Because Marilyn's actually dated a lot of comedians as well. She actually dated Gus, and I'm not going to make any jokes about that. I don't think it's funny. I think it's actually very sad that Gus Drinking got that fucking bad, you know. The only male comedian I know that she has not shagged is Daniel Sloss, proving that she does have standards.
We don't know that though, do we?
Well,
Neither do I. Liam looks like a carving that's been made of a Neanderthal rapist scratched into a cave wall, but deliberately made to look uglier due to the bestial nature of his crimes. Liam can't help looking like this because of the inbred epidemic problem in Paisley. And I know I'm from Shetland, I'm inbred, but I'm stuck on an island. Liam would get a bus to Glasgow, but he prefers to stay at home and fuck his mother. And she can't get away because she's in a wheelchair that he stripped for parts.
gotta get that disability benefit somewhere, you know, like, come on.
With you speaking.
Yeah. Marilyn's face is so spotty it looks like COVID through a fucking microscope. If you join all the spots in Marilynn's face up in a dot to dot, they just spell talentless bitch. Marilyn is actually 34. I know that might come as a surprise. She looks a lot younger, proving that the anti-aging fucking ingredient that you need is letting comedians come in your face.
It's true. Liam has made comedy history by being the only comedian to ever go on live at the Apollo and become less famous. Yeah, that's all I needed to say. I mean, they don't remember you.
I remember that 14 grand though.
That you just sniffed up your nose. Liam, stop, it's heroin!
Well, you know, it's the only way I can shag your mother. Marilynn's comedy has been described as quirky, surreal, whimsical. Basically, any adjective that is not funny or good. Marilynn's name is just so fucking stupid and difficult to spell. I have just written Shetland woman. Marilyn is from Shetland. I don't know much about Shetland, so I googled that. I've got a list of the top 10 things to do in Shetland. Marilynn's mum is so fat, she is 9 of them.
Charlotta, represent. Liam is the kind of man who'd hire a sex worker just to cry on their shoulder because his sister's become a nun and he can no longer fuck her. She can still gobble his cock though, but she has worse teeth than he does. So now at the Farley family orgies, they call his dick the shredded meat.
Marilyn is so ugly that her family gave up their yearly tradition of inbreeding. I've said a lot of hurtful things about you tonight, Marilyn, but just remember, it's not that bad. Your life could be a lot worse. You could be fucking Jojo Sutherland. A homeless alcoholic. I would say something mean about you, John, but I honestly have no fucking idea who you are.
Right back at you, pal.
It's only because Liam doesn't know what another country is. Sorry. Have you got another set after this one?
No, I'll be that.
Was that you finished?
Ah, that was me done, eh?
Oh, you fucking pussy! Didn't go after him? You fucking loser!
Started with him.
Oh, yeah, that's actually a fair point.
Yeah.
Never mind.
I
Well
can go
done.
after him again if you want.
I would like that, yeah.
Alright,
Yeah.
Daniel,
Yes.
the reason you're so pale is because you spent your entire professional career in the shadow of Kevin Bridges.
Oh, got his ass!
Only in this country.
Says the cunt that sounds like him.
So are you finished?
I am done.
It's the longest he's ever lasted. Right, well, I'll merge the last two into one then, will I? Okay. Liam's family isn't even religious. They just go to church every Sunday because it's the only chance they get to eat bread. Oh, yeah. Liam's from Paisley, which is a pattern. Liam also has a pattern. He loves his mother so much that he had a daughter. So there's another woman in the family he could push around in a chair with wheels and fuck. Why are you laughing? It's true. Thank you. Thank you.
Number 4 battle this week coming to us from Scotland as they pick up a couple points in their pursuit of London for the number 1 seed in the international division. Of course, in the process, they lengthen the distance between themselves and Tokyo for that number 2 and final playoff position. Will we see Tokyo? Will we see London before this episode ends? Time will tell. Great job for Marjolaine and Liam. Really, really enjoyed that battle, and I love what is going on over in Scotland as they come out of the Edinburgh Fringe Festival. And now we are going to go back stateside for our number 3 battle this week. and it comes to you from right here in Los Angeles. It is a battle between LA and the Bay, NorCal versus SoCal, one of the best in Northern California, Lexi Acinelli, who has really burst onto the scene. She had a #1 battle on here a few weeks back. She came down and made her Comedy Store debut a couple weeks ago, going up against one of our stalwarts, one of the guys who just gets in there all the time and consistently throws down and has fun battles. I'm talking about Nate Welch. So this is LA versus the Bay. It took place in LA, so the points do go to Los Angeles. It's the #3 battle this week. Nate versus Lexi. Here it is.
Lexi's such a dirty ass hippie. She said she's never done blackface, but she always got black feet.
Yeah. Thank you, Pillsbury Proud Boy. Nate's from Louisiana, so he can't eat his chicken without KK Cajun seasoning.
Yeah, you piece of shit!
You look like you got impossible Asperger's. Lexi reminds me a lot of Hurricane Katrina. She's a dumb bitch with a category 4 head.
That's a lot coming from Limp Biscuits and Gravy. Nate looks like a vibrator that runs on battery assault charges.
You look like a mechanic that does essential oil changes.
Nate's hometown was destroyed by Hurricane Katrina, but Nate wasn't affected because he already swam with his shirt on.
Lexi likes to tell people she's 1/16th Native American because she smokes American spirits. What's your tribal name? Lives in van?
Okay, Jason Steaks and Ham. Nate works as a bouncer, and even in his off time, he's on the lookout for an underage girl.
I think you might need to see ID, get the fuck out of here. No, you look like you lactate almond milk.
Nate smokes cigarettes just so he can tell people he's black on the inside.
#3 battle, Lexi Acinelli coming down from the Bay Area and just absolutely setting the room on fire. It was inspirational to see, if we're being honest. Roast Battle started in the Belly Room, and now it is worldwide, it's global. Every city, and I'm not talking about just the 12 RBL official cities, but you go to any halfway decently sized city in the world that has any sort of comedy scene, and there's a good chance they are doing some variation of what we do, likely under a different name. It has exploded, but back in the day, it was only in LA. And I remember battlers coming from hundreds of miles around to the Comedy Store, to Mecca, to have that opportunity to really battle and make a name for themselves. And a lot of people that I know made a name for themselves through this show and have gotten many great opportunities because of the effort they put in, because of how seriously they took it. And that was a very old school performance in that way from Lexi. Hopping on the Greyhound, hopping in her car, however she got down there, she did not come to lose. She came to make sure that she was establishing herself in the scene, and she'll be back at the Comedy Store in October for another main event. So we're very excited to host some of the Bay Area's best, including Lexi. And for Nate Welch, I just want to say, maybe my favorite Nate Welch performance. Really enjoyed it, top to bottom. Thought those two made for an excellent pairing. It was an incredible battle. And a lot of other weeks, I think it could have been #1 on this show. But we have two more incredible battles to get into this week. LA, of course, came into this thing as the number 1 overall seed and number 1 in the U.S. division. They were leading New York by 4 points, and, we just picked up 3 more, but that's not where the story ends, because New York fires back and actually beats LA this week by taking the number 2 slot. The number 2 battle is incredible between 2 of my favorite people from New York, Gabby Jordan Brown and Irina Chelidze. Now, Irina just came down to the mothership and battled a couple of weeks ago down in Austin, and she did an outstanding job. She is 6-2 on this roast battle season. 6 wins since the beginning of March, obviously very impressive total. And then Gabby Jordan Brown does everything over there. I know she hosts sometimes at the Roasted show. She battles a whole bunch. Her battles are always entertaining. They're always fun. You've seen her on this podcast before. I'm sure you'll see her again. And this was just a great pairing. This is a 3-round battle, very old school 3-rounder, and it is a heavyweight fight. One of my favorites to come out in New York this entire season. Without further ado, the number 2 battle this week, Irina Chelidze versus Gabby Jordan Brown. Here it is.
Irina is an Eastern European refugee, which makes sense. I was wondering what that smell was.
Everyone, keep it going for my mom. No. I'm just kidding. Gabby's a fat lesbian. She identifies as LGBTQ.
Thank you, beauty with the body hair of the beast. Irina loves The Sopranos, football, and describes her fashion as laid back, which makes her the perfect girl to cheat on until you meet your wife.
Yeah. Gabby's got the arms of someone that can cook. Which is great, because she has salt and pepper hair, a pork butt, and cumin in her face.
Crazy coming from a girl who loses weight by abortion. Come on!
Fuck that, baby!
Irina was actually fed from food stamps for the first 10 years of her life, which is so depressing. She didn't know that the stamps could actually buy her real food.
Word.
Word!
Gabby likes to cat sit. I'll pause. Gabby likes to cat sit, even though she's allergic, because that's the only pussy she can get. Her favorite part of cat sitting is the sitting.
It's true.
Give them a round of applause.
I really respect Gabby. Must be hard being the only female employee at the Bass Pro Shop. Gabby says she's bisexual, but the last time she had sex with a man was when she was hot and young, so 40 years ago? Gabby's so gay, she mountain climbed out of her mom's pussy. Gabby swallows. She doesn't chew, but she swallows. Gabby likes to date 21-year-olds because she's always wanted children of her own to molest.
Thank you, hot girl who's not as hot as her best friend. Irina runs a show called Sunday Sauce, which is also what she calls her priests come. No, guys, Arena's not religious anymore, which makes sense. I would give up on God too if I was praying every night for boobs that never came. Arena recently told me she's feeling a little depressed. Arena, I must ask you why. It's okay, I'll shave it for later. Arena's Russian and she loves Putin. Yeah, Putin some cocks in her ass.
Give a round of applause, that's fine.
Arena runs an open mic called Waffle House because much like a Waffle House, her pussy's open 24/7.
Thanks, Geodude. Okay, Gabby's parents are rich. I'm assuming they have a bad relationship since they let you walk around dressed like that.
Okay.
I think I won it with Geodude, Frank. I should stop right there.
I got it there. I am actually South African, so why is it Arena's unibrow that had to go through its own apartheid? Come on! That's a thinker!
And nobody here can think for themselves, and that's fine. Gabby did Model UN, which is the only time she'll ever be described as a model. She was the representative from Czechoslovakia.
It's true. Arena and I actually went to high school together, but we didn't know each other because I was always very deep in my schoolwork, and the teachers were always very deep in her pussy.
Yo, speaking of pussy, how you got a dry pussy but smell like a wet dog? Yo, I'm kidding. Whoever that is my fan. He loves me. I'm just kidding. Gabby's actually a friend of mine. She's my bitch, right, girl? Yeah, high five. Good shit. Good girl. Good girl! Hell yeah! She speaks too. Roll over.
That was a huge mistake.
You're doing amazing. You're doing amazing.
Can I get a sip of your water? That wasn't water. Okay. So, as Dan mentioned, Arena's obviously a mail order bride. That's why she's so flat, so they can ship her express.
Yo, your titty's so fat they got diabetes, all right?
It's a good quality.
Okay. Y'all be nice to Gabby. She just finished touring with Lizzo. And she joined the lawsuit because she was livid they made her eat fruit.
Arena's not really like this off the stage. She actually is a really kind soul. And I think we're just being mean to each other and I'm being mean to her because, Arena, your body makes me feel weird about my own. I feel sometimes like you're one of the most beautiful girls I've ever seen, and I'm just me. And maybe, just maybe, if I could be pretty in your eyes, I could see myself that way for just one precious moment. Anyway, you're a whore.
I will remember you. Hold on. All right, let's wrap it up. Let's wrap it up. After Gabby's grandmother died. Hold on. It's a nice one. After Gabby's grandmother died, Gabby's blind grandpa accidentally molested her. I know. No, I know. Traumatizing. But luckily he couldn't see, so it's okay.
That's fine. Give him a round of applause.
That was the number 2 battle this week. Irina versus Gabby from New York. Just an incredible battle. So many great jokes and so many big swings were taken and connected on, by the way. The big swings both hit. First of all, Irina and her doggy treat prop joke. I'm not sure I've ever seen a prop joke pulled off that brilliantly. And both parties deserve a lot of credit for that. Gabby, at the moment she knew what was going on, leaned into it and did her part to really sell that joke and make it incredible. The thought, just from the beginning, to even think of that for Irina, and then to be able to execute and pull it off was incredible. And then Gabby, on the other hand, with her long, emotional closer, which also hit. New York is quickly becoming a laboratory of sorts for interesting, experimental kind of jokes. You guys remember, of course, if you saw last week, Jonna Joda had that long soliloquy about Lucas Arnold and his content creation. The guys in New York are taking massive swings right now, and I respect the hell out of it. It is funny. It is a little bit ironic because I remember back in 2016 when that happened, Roast Battle Season 2. By the way, that's a print signed by everybody who participated in Roast Battle Season 2, Road to Roast Battle in the Belly Room here in LA. But I remember when that happened, in the aftermath of Season 2, there was a lot of, there were call-outs. We flew to New York, they flew out here, and we went head-to-head, and a lot of the issue that New Yorkers took with LA and the LA Roast Battle scene is that we weren't true joke writers. It was more of a show and this theatrical kind of experience, which I never really agreed with. But that was their stance, and it's very funny now to see Roast Battle New York have props and Shakespearean twists and turns in the jokes and everything like that. And I love it. I think that what they're doing is incredible. And, whether that's your personal style, maybe you just like to just write the joke, say the joke. We don't need all this extra, all the frills and everything. I love what they're doing. Right now, they are in firm hold on that second playoff spot with 8 weeks to go in the season. And they're going to make a run at LA for the number 1 overall seed. They have done an incredible job at both New York Comedy Club and Roasted. Shout out to Dan Wicks. Shout out to James Pontillo, who have done an amazing job running New York, and they are having a great season, and deservedly so. Now let's close the show for the second straight week, getting into a number 1 battle from a team that is currently out of the playoff race and perhaps trying to get back in the hunt. This time we're talking about Austin. Austin has obviously been a big part of what we've been doing with all of the battles at the mothership, bringing people from all over the country, soon all over the world, to duke it out there. But we haven't seen a lot of stuff from their battles outside of the mothership at secondary venues. In this case, the Creek and the Cave, where they run exceptional shows. And we've been unable at certain times to obtain the footage. This time, we got our hands on this battle, and boy, am I glad that we did. Austin is currently in 4th place in the standings, but if they keep sending in battles like this, they could make a run potentially over these last 8 weeks, because this battle is incredible. And it comes from 2 of my favorites. One that I've seen battle dozens of times now, and one that I am just newly familiar with, but they are both absolute monsters, and they crushed it here. This is the number one battle of the week. It is Patrick DePari versus Ryer Kammerman. Here it is.
Ryer looks like she tucks her dick between her legs and says, "Would you fuck me?" I wouldn't.
You look like you don't have to tuck your dick between your legs. And Patrick, I'm glad to do this. I didn't know that there were Sour Patch adults. But that's you know, Patrick, you look like Oscar the Grouch if he didn't live in a trash can instead he lived in a man's asshole.
Ryer looks like when she's done getting raped in a van, she goes, "Nah, but seriously, where's that puppy?"
And then I say thanks for the ride, bro. And Patrick DePari, more like Patrick deprived of motherly love. That bitch is dead. I'm sorry.
No drinks are spilled. That's very impressive. Faggot thing to say, man. That's I feel like sex to Ryer is just giving a guy raspberries till he farts. Did you fart as hard as I did?
It would never be with a man. With a man, Patrick. Patrick likes EDM. Yeah, that's stood for erect dicks mostly. Okay.
Ryer told me she loves BBWs, which to her just stands for bubbles, bubbles, wow!
Patrick told me he used to be a dishwasher. I said, "Oh, were you sure you weren't a vacuum? You fucking suck."
I feel like when Ryer has sex, she just makes Adam Sandler noises. Like if you touch her pussy, she just goes,
You're like when you have sex, the women just scream. Help me. Patrick, you look like you put lipstick on and then punched the mirror.
Ryer's got a weird voice. Ryer's like if Joe Biden got stuck in a little boy's body.
Oh, you fucking love that. Keep going, faggot.
What am I, a boy or something? Ryer, do you have one more or is that it?
Yeah, I have.
Hell yeah, absolutely.
Give it up for Winnie the Pussy, everybody. Patrick looks like he keeps his shirt on to swim in the sewer. Faggot.
Faggot. You're a faggot.
I'm not a faggot. You're a faggot.
God damn it, just kiss already.
The number one one battle this week, Patrick Depari, Ryer Kammerman having an absolute classic, and you will be seeing both of them very, very soon. And I don't say that as like, oh, I'm sure they'll have other good battles. They both came back mere days after that battle, maybe a week or so after the battle at Creek, and they both battled on our most recent Mothership show, and they both had instant classics. So when the footage from that event drops and we start airing it out here, you're going to see Austin is in for a really interesting last 8 weeks of the season as they attempt to make a run up the standings. Speaking of the standings, let's get out of here by taking a look at where we stand. Now, for, I believe, the 4th straight week, there is no movement in either division. 1 through 6 stays 1 through 6, but that doesn't mean people aren't gaining and or losing ground. Let's start internationally. So in this case, Scotland had the only international battle of the week. They picked up 2 points. They move within 4 of London for first place. As I alluded to earlier, they extend their lead over Tokyo. That lead is now 7 as Scotland looks to secure that second playoff spot. A couple cities below Tokyo that we haven't seen a whole lot of recently, Barcelona and Australia. Both of those scenes have typically shut down in the summer because it's been difficult to sell tickets. The good news is summer is over, so we're going to be seeing a lot more of them very soon. Barcelona has things in the works for a major tournament coming up very shortly, and Australia is doing the same. They have started running shows again. I'm excited to get some of the footage and show you guys because everything we've seen out of Australia, the limited amount, it's all been incredible. So looking forward to more. Looking at the U.S. division before we get out of here, L.A. remains in first place, but New York closing the gap a little bit. They picked up 1 point today by ranking 1 spot ahead of LA. They are now within 3 of Los Angeles for that first spot. And for the record, it will make a difference, first or second spot. When we get to the playoffs, one of the most underrated tools of Roast Battle is the ability to go second and utilize more rebuttals and close on the stronger note. The city that is the higher seeded, whoever is representing that city in the playoffs will have the opportunity to choose whether they want to go first or second. So you may say first, second, who cares? There is a difference, and as somebody who's battled a lot strategically, it's a pretty major difference. So New York continues to climb up. Chicago stays put at the number 3 spot, so now they are looking at a 9.5 point deficit, or 9 point deficit as they try to move up the rankings. Austin is right back in the game now. They are 11.5 out, and then the Bay Area and Denver will be hoping for a couple of Hail Mary passes as the season starts to wind down. Okay. That was it. I appreciate you guys joining. Appreciate everybody watching this as usual. 26 weeks down, 8 to go. It's been a hell of a season. It's getting more and more intense every week. People are sending in better and better battles, and I'm really excited to see what these last couple months hold. So until next time, I am Roast Battle League Commissioner Pat Barker, and we will see you guys next week for RBL Weekly.